Hello and welcome to the ToniSport Newsfeed. Today I'm back with another how-to video from our little series, and today I want to talk to you about how to become a sponsored driver or a team driver, how some people are calling it today. This topic is a little bit sensitive and special because I know that maybe many people out there will have different opinions about it, but I think there's no reason to not talk about all that kind of sponsored drivers topic because it is something which has changed a lot in the last 10-20 years in the world of RC, and therefore I like to start a little bit more backwards. When I was young, in the 90s, when I started racing RC cars, it was like that there had not been so many team drivers. Nobody in my local home club was a team driver, and the club was really big. We had 60, 70, 80 club members. Everybody was racing really frequently, and nobody was kind of sponsored or a team driver, and the scene back in the 90s was far away, really galaxies away from people becoming fully sponsored drivers or paid drivers, professional RC racers who could make a living out of racing with the RC car. So that was not kind of non-existence back then. For sure there had been team drivers and sponsored drivers in every country, but not so many drivers as we have nowadays. This was the biggest difference from today. And I still can remember when I was young, there was no internet. It's hard to imagine. So no smartphones, no internet, no YouTube, no Facebook, no Instagram, nothing. No websites, no online stores. So the only way to get products was going into the hobby shop, or maybe ordering from a hobby shop by just give them a call and ask them to send parts. This was the only way to get stuff. And this was also kind of the only way to get information. And on the kind of media side, there also was not a lot going on. We had been reading magazines and watching some videotapes. For example, in Germany we still have a magazine called AMT, which is the biggest magazine here for our hobby. I don't know if it's still existing or not. There's another one, Cars and Details, nowadays, which is doing a good job. But back then we only had the magazines, and once a year you had been able to order a videotape from Team Associated, which was showing kind of the biggest races. So this was the only chance to see kind of a video clip from Masami Hirosaka or Mark Pavidis driving off-road buggies somewhere in the United States, and you were sitting in front of the television like watching Hollywood stars doing their thing. So it was, feeling wise, it was a huge distance to kind of these superstars. And yeah, also in the magazines you only had the chance to read through the race reports from the bigger races, and it was a really big deal once you maybe made it into a magazine and into the top 10, and your name had been listed in the tech charts. This was the only way to show others that you maybe have reached a good level of speed, or that you have done some good results at races, and this was the only way you could make kind of a name out of yourself, expect from being fast at the racetrack and maybe winning races or making A-mains. So what I want to say is, back in the day, the people had no chance to put themselves into kind of a spotlight like nowadays everybody can do on social media. So everybody can do race reports, postings, promotion posts, postings while explaining new products and showing stuff and just showing the local track, or videoing themselves while driving around the track. So today everybody can look much better than he maybe is, which is, I don't know if it's good or not. So everybody has their own opinion. But when I started, all these things, they had not been possible. So this is the biggest difference compared to nowadays. We only had the magazines and the videotapes, and we had to deliver really good race results until maybe somebody from a company approached us and asked if you would be interested to run their products, or to maybe buy their products for a discounted price. So this was not happening many times. So I can still remember when I got my first kind of sponsorship. It was from a hobby shop from a guy called Paul Schönherr. He was a really good guy. He had a hobby shop, and he offered me to buy race tires for half of the price, for example, or to sell body shells for maybe 30-40% discount. And so this was kind of a big deal then, and I was really feeling kind of, oh, I have a little sponsor now. It was really cool. And later, when the results had been better, then I got my first kind of deal with LRP and later with HPI and other companies. But what I want to say is, back in the days, the companies, they were more selecting the drivers and approached them and asked them if they were interested in maybe getting sponsored. And today I see that many drivers are just kind of hunting behind sponsorships. They send applications to almost every hobby shop or every company out there just to maybe get 2, 3, 4 deals where they maybe get a small discount. But we will come back to this later. This was when I started, and the next topic or the next step we need to talk about is, why do people want to become sponsored team drivers? What is the reason for that? So in my opinion, there are many reasons, because the whole sponsor driver thing sounds way bigger than it normally is. Most of the drivers who are interested in getting sponsored by a brand, they have different reasons for that. Some, maybe teenagers or little kids or people when they are kind of still young, they don't maybe have enough money to buy all the RC products they need to do proper races. And when you then have kind of sponsors who are providing you the products for free or for a very attractive price, it makes it way more easier for you to go to the races and to have the equipment you need to perform well. So this is maybe the major reason for most of the guys to manage kind of the financial thing, which is not unimportant in our sport. So this is something which I really can understand. And another reason is that people want to join the team because, you know, most of the time you really fall in love with kind of a brand. You are in love with X-Ray, with Osomatics, with Mugen Psyche, with Yokomo, with whatever brand, and you want to join the team. You want to be a part of them. You also want to make the cool Facebook posts on Monday morning after the race, and you want to hashtag or link the team you're running for. It's kind of a feeling which is important for many drivers, especially when they are stepping up through the ranks in the world of RC, because in the moment you join the team, you feel more kind of important at the track. You are wearing the team t-shirts with all the sponsor logos on it. So it's kind of also kind of a lifestyle thing, and belonging to a team in the world of RC is cool. You get maybe recognized better, and you also have the chance to get better informations from the team. You can maybe more easily talk to the designer of the car or to the top drivers of the team. So you just feel kind of involved a little bit more. And this is something which is maybe another aspect for the people, to just look for that kind of team driver deals. So if you maybe have enough money and you have maybe, I don't know, a good job or rich parents or whatever, then it maybe makes not a lot of sense to hunt for sponsorships, because then as soon as you're sponsored, you are not that kind of flexible anymore in the products you're using. So if the money is not a point, it's maybe different for the people then. But for me, it's 100% clear. You want to belong to a team. You want to sit with the big dogs in the same row of tables when you are at a big event, and you want to save some money, or maybe in the best case get your stuff for free. Yeah, after we have now talked about what happened in the 90s and the early 2000s, and also about the reasons why people want to become team drivers, the secret is now how to become a team driver. what do you have to do to find a sponsor or to maybe attract companies to support you? What is it all about? Is it enough to win a club race, or is it enough to do some social media? I don't know. In my opinion, there are many different things you need to keep in mind. First of all, be present at races. You need to go racing. You will never find a sponsor when you are only driving around, driving laps on your local home track without racing at any time. So for no company in the world it's interesting to sponsor you or to support you in any kind. First step, go to races, local races, club races, racing series, national events, ETS races, whatever, European Championships, and in the best case also the World Championships. But another thing is, you will not only get a sponsorship when you win races or when you always finish in the top 3 or in the top 5. It is also important that you act nicely when you are trackside. So you need to show that you are fast and you need to deliver good results, but you need to be friendly and helpful and a good representative guy for the company. Nobody wants an asshole sitting in the pits wearing the t-shirts with your logo on the chest. No company wants to have these guys in the team. And also for the companies, it's in many cases not easy because they get many applications for team drivers, and companies they don't know all these guys, and for them it's not easy to select which is the good guy, which is the bad guy, which guy should we sponsor, which guy not. So for you it is important to be friendly, to be kind of the guy which a company wants to have on the team, because he's always friendly, always smiling, he's in love with RC, he's not talking bullshit about the products, and he's also not getting too kind of disappointed after a bad result. And this is something you always need to keep in mind. Make yourself clear what you can give to a company. Why should they sponsor you? It's the same with a job. When you are looking for a new job, why should a company hire you? What is your talent? Where are you good in? What can you give kind of back to the company who is sponsoring you? Can you do a good social media? Can you help people trackside? Do you have already a big kind of followership behind you who maybe then also will buy products as soon as they know that you get sponsored from a new brand? This is also something which the companies are looking after, and so it is not only about race results. And the next thing for me is, if you like to approach companies, hobby shops, manufacturers to ask for sponsorships, really think about it once or twice if you really want to join company A, B, C or D, and please don't become the guy who is sending out applications to all the companies out there just to maybe grab 1, 2 or 3 good deals with any companies, because the companies, they all know each other and they always talk about drivers and the drivers market when the silly season starts. So don't be the guy who is kind of the prostitute in the world of RC, you know what I mean? Make yourself clear what it means to be sponsored by a brand and select the companies you want to ask, and expect also a no, because the companies also, they have a limited budget, they cannot sponsor everybody. So if somebody gives you a no, don't be too disappointed. Maybe in 2 or 3 years the situation will change, you can be better, and maybe then they can give you a spot on the team. So this is the first steps you need to deliver to get kind of attractive for companies. Be friendly, go racing, help others, and try to be the best version of yourself when you're trackside. Always try to turn things around and put yourself into the situation of the company which you are applying for sponsorship, because I always think, why should a company have 100 or 200 sponsored drivers? It makes no sense. They normally have their 2, 3, 4, 5 superstar top drivers winning races all around the world each and every weekend, and then there are kind of the B team drivers which are also traveling to races, getting a discount and being maybe the nice guys at the track. So always think about which guy you can be and what you want to get from these companies, because for them it is important to get also the maximum out of you as their sponsored driver. So they expect you to do social media posts frequently, because this is the most important thing. Companies, they sell due social media today so many products and so much stuff, because social media is the fastest way to reach out to the world. Shortly after you have won a race, you can make the post, hey, I used a new product, it was great, please buy it, you can get it here. This is the important value which the companies have from you as a kind of a paid team driver. Because, you know, back in the day it was like you won a race on Sunday and then 4 weeks later it was in a magazine. So it was kind of a long time. The companies had to wait until people recognized that there are new products or new things. And nowadays it goes overnight, and the products are online. You can make the promotion for these companies. So you are kind of an influencer then as well, in the best case. And this is why companies not only take their 4 or 5 top drivers, no, they have even more drivers all around the country, all around Europe, all around the world, because for them it is important to have drivers with their cars or products in every region of the country. You know, just imagine there would only be one team driver for Team X-Ray in Germany. No, there are more drivers, because one guy is racing good in the north, the other one in the south, the other one in the center of the country. So they want to kind of spread out their presence, and this is the reason for them to give discounts to people, so it can be kind of a win-win situation for everybody. Always think about this. Yeah, let's talk about the benefits and the negative aspects of being a sponsored driver. So once you maybe have the chance to sign a kind of a contract, or just make a deal with kind of a company or a small hobby shop, just think about what that really means to yourself. So normally they offer you kind of a discount on the product, so you get a discount of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50%, whatever, which is really cool, because then you can start to save money. And to use the products you want to use and you maybe had not been able to buy in the years before. So this is normally where it all starts. You get a discount, and then when you get better and better, you maybe have the chance to get a deal where you get all your equipment for free from a brand. Maybe from a battery manufacturer you get 5 batteries a year, or even more or less, or with other electronics or tires, body shells, car parts and car kits. So there are many companies out there, so the opportunities, they are almost unlimited. And when you do a really good job and you maybe start to win races and to become more important in the world of RC or in your class, then you can maybe get a better deal where the companies also help you with kind of travel costs. They maybe pay the hotel, the train ticket, or the fuel for your car, or even the plane to the race, which is maybe overseas or somewhere else in your country. So at this stage you have been reached a lot, and you are really a good racer, and then you are normally already on the big stage, because not so many guys are able to seal deals like that, where companies are paying all their costs for going racing. If you would achieve this, congratulations, then you are really on the top level of racing in the world of RC. And then the last and ultimate step, which only a few hundreds in the world can maybe achieve, is becoming a real professional RC racer. If you maybe have never heard about it, there are guys in our world of racing who can make a living out of it. They get kind of a paycheck every month from their car sponsor, from their equipment sponsor, tire sponsor, or whatever. So many companies, they pay them kind of salaries, and then they can make a living out of their racing program. This is maybe the pinnacle of kind of sponsorship which you can achieve, but that means that you need to be one of the best drivers in the world. You need to deliver good results all the time, and this is the maybe highest thing you can achieve from all these kind of sponsorings. So benefits: reduced prices, equipment for free, travel costs, entry fees. They can also pay your entry fee for the next race, and then the professional contract. This is the best you can do. But when there are so many positive things you can achieve, there are also kind of negative aspects which we have to talk about, because once you are a pro driver, these negative aspects, they are maybe not so important anymore for you. But in the beginning, when you have your first small sponsorship deals, you get a car kit for 30% off, and you get batteries for 30% off, and you feel like, I'm kind of the sponsored guy now. In this moment, everything changes a little bit in case of your mindset, because then you feel a little bit more responsible. You want to give something back to these companies. Hey, they support me. Now I need to deliver at the next race. You will kind of create a little bit of pressure on yourself, because you have the feeling to give something back. And this is something where you have to be cautious and careful, because if you then dive too deep in this kind of I need to deliver world, it can take the fun away from your RC racing, because many team drivers out there, they are kind of, I would say, contracted customers, let's say it like this, because the companies, they offer them a deal with a discount, so you still have to pay for the products. You get it from the company directly, and then you are kind of the sponsored driver you want to be. But it's not that you really stepping up your game now, because you don't get special parts, you don't get a battery which nobody else in the world has. These days are over. Back in the 90s, the top sponsored drivers, they had better batteries than we had. They had maybe faster motors than we had. But nowadays, with the LiPo batteries and brushless motors, it's not possible anymore. You can buy everything you need in the hobby shop to become world champion. Back in the 90s, it was not possible. It was not that easy. So what I want to say is, there are kind of things you have to keep in mind, because from the day you get sponsored, your results will always get analyzed a little bit different compared to the non-sponsored drivers, and you will not get beaten anymore from non-sponsored drivers, because you need to be better now as they are, which is not always possible. So you can feel pressure, as you always want to give something back to your sponsors, and this is something you always have to think about. Is it worth to ask for a sponsorship? Do you really need it? What is the reason for you to want to get sponsored? Because in the end, you also have to kind of give something back, and you need to know that you take kind of a responsibility for the sponsorship deal you get to give something back to these companies. So this is something we can talk about for many hours, and I think everybody out there will have own opinions about it. For me, I think it's really nice to get sponsored, because it allows you to race more often on maybe a higher quality, but it's not kind for free, because even if you get products for free, you need to do some promotion and to some Facebook postings and Instagram videos and all these things. If this is something you really like, go for it. If you hate social media, maybe never ask companies for sponsorship. So this is what I can tell you about this. Yeah, and last but not least, we are in the final stages of this video clip. Does it really make sense to apply for sponsorships? I don't know. It's kind of something you need to answer yourself, because, well, it can in the end it can save you money, it can improve your racing, you can go to more races, you can shine on a bigger stage, you can hang out with the rest of the team, you get this kind of feeling to belong to a group of people, to a racing team. It's really cool, it can be rewarding, and for some people it is super important to become kind of a team driver, because then they think that they are something with a higher value now compared to the non-sponsored drivers. But I've also seen people who really changed kind of their character after they got kind of the next superstar in RC. Just always never forget where you come from, and that it doesn't make you a better human or a better racer just when signing a 30% off contract. So and last but not least, always think about it. The sponsorship thing can also take away some fun from the hobby. You will always make yourself a little bit more pressure, because companies expect you to deliver kind of results, and this is something you need to know for yourself. In the end, the dream from every RC racer when getting started is becoming the next Mark Reinhardt, the next Ronald Volker, the next Bruno Coelho, the next Michal Orlowski, kind of the top star of the world of racing. When I was young, my top star was Brian Kinwald, may he rest in peace. And yeah, this had been the guys we had been looking for, and so everybody has kind of their own RC hero, and it's something which you really need, and you want to follow them, and you want to be like them, you want to step up, you want to get sponsored, you want to win a world championship, but in the end only a handful of drivers can achieve it. And always make sure that you don't overrate all that kind of sponsorship thing, because today it's not anymore about getting better products than others, it's just about saving money and getting stuff for free. So whenever you think about getting sponsored or asking a hobby shop or a company for a little sponsorship deal, always think about what are your benefits and what do you have to give back to them. And as soon as a company approaches you, think about it. Just send them an email, answer their emails, or just have a call with them, talk about it, ask them what they expect from you, and then you can see if it will be a perfect fit for you or not. Yeah, I hope that this little talk about sponsorships was kind of interesting for you guys. I know that it's not easy to talk about all this because I also had kind of sponsorship deals in the past. I still have one or two small ones going on. Since I work at ToniSport, it's a little bit different now, and as I'm getting old, I don't need sponsors anymore. So for me, this whole topic is not that interesting anymore. But I know from hanging around at big races that many racers, they want to get sponsored, they want to belong to teams, they cannot sleep anymore because they don't know if they will change from brand A to B, from B to C, or from C back to A. So it's kind of a big thing in our world of racing. It makes everything more interesting and attractive, but on the other side it's sometimes a little bit too much in my opinion. And yeah, that's the last thing I will say about it for today. Please comment below the video what your thoughts are about this whole sponsorship topic, becoming team drivers. Are you yourself a team driver? How did you become a team driver? Can you still remember what was your first deal, your first contract? Are you maybe a professional racer? Then you maybe have not watched this video. Yeah, just let me know a little bit what you think about it, and we will see us in the next ToniSport Newsfeed video. Today we talked about how to become a team driver, and the next how-to video is already in the making. Please leave us a like, make sure that the bell is on and you will not miss a video in the future. That's it for today. Goodbye guys, and thanks for watching.